After skipping close to 4 filler episodes, we finally progressed it onto the next stage of the 4th Shinobi War. In this stage, we are planning to cover from anime episode 261 to 321, and this corresponds to manga chapter 516 to 559, which includes the entrance of the 7 swordsmen of the mist, the battle between the first unit and the gold and silver brother. Due to the humongous amount of episodes, 60 episodes, I will need to break this out into 4 parts, cover from episode 261 to 275. With that being said, let's begin today's episode on Naruto Shippuden Arc 10, 4th Shinobi War Confrontation, Part 1. And now, smash my intro. Akatsuki began the clash while sending a White Zetsu army to the battlefield, followed it up with many resurrected great shinobi like Zabuza, Asuma, and Dan, Tsunade's former lover, Itachi, and a few Jinchurikis. Kabuto then instructed the surprise attack and diversion platoon led by Deidara, Sasori, Chukichi, and Shin. Anko's infiltration team noticed the movement and was ready to inform the alliance forces, but it was captured by Kabuto at the last minute. Meanwhile, Naruto's training was going well as he had finally balanced all the stone blocks with the Nine-Tail Chakra mode. He was ready for the next stage. Arguments and distrust instantly broke out within the Shinobi Alliance as different shinobi started blaming each other for mistakes and battles that happened in the past. Gaara silenced the quarrel with his speech, explaining to everyone that he was just like them, wanting to kill every enemy who stood in front of him. But one day everything changed when he encountered Naruto. The supposed enemy becomes his friend and ultimately saved his life. As a leader, he now asks everyone to put aside their differences and focus on one common enemy, the Akatsuki, and protect his friend Naruto.
俺を救ってくれたその友を今敵は狙っている。彼が敵に渡れば世界は終わる。俺は友を守りたい。世界を守るには俺は若すぎる、浅すぎる。だからみんなの力を貸してくれ。忍びだな。ここは一つになって暁をぶっ潰そうぜ。ああ、同意する者は俺に続け。
Muta of Infiltration Squad managed to use his Kakashi parasite to send the collected intel back to the Alliance. Elsewhere, the surprise attack division arrived over the enemy's airspace, but it was soon ambushed by Deidara's explosive clays and Sasori's puppet-controlled Zachi. Kankuro managed to save Zachi while using his chakra thread with the aid of his comrade. Omoi immediately followed it up with his sword strikes, Kumoryu Mikazuki Gili, only to be met with a counter. Sai rescued him at last minute, and the Kumo Ambu member was shocked to discover his brother Shin's existence as a corpse controlled by Kabuto. Shin immediately told Sai to escape as they could not be killed. Omoi executed the Kumori Uragiri swordwork to free the 2 captured comrades, while Kankuro attached his chakra thread to Deidara and threw him against Sasori. The puppet master was impressed with Kankuro's skill, however this was further enhanced when Kankuro pulled out a Sasori puppet to deal with the Red Sun genius and detonated the surrounding while suicide attacked, but the impact was sheltered by Kankuro's puppet Sanshou while locking the enemy inside. Meanwhile, Sasori was moved by Kankuro's speech and informed him to pass on his mother and father puppet to the next generation, to which the Black Secret Technique Maestro was more than happy to do so. The soul of the
Kankuro, なんだ。父と母の区別もお前に託す。そしてお前が死ぬ時はさらに次の者に託せ。もちろん分かってる。
duo was then freed. Elsewhere, Tobi decided to enter the battlefield while Kabuto would be focusing on controlling the corpse of Edo Tensei. The next day's training for Naruto was to transform into the Night Tail form, but the spiky gaining has failed miserably as he transformed it into a chibi version due to Kyuubi not cooperating with him. Much to be surprised, Naruto's Rasengan was a perfect precursor to learning the Tail Beast Ball due to the fact that both were chakra condensed spheres. As a result, he wondered if this was destiny, as what were the odds of the 4th Hokage creating this move, being passed on to Naruto, and now being applicable to Tail Beast Ball training. To demonstrate his royalty, Kabuto was commanded by the Akatsuki leader to demonstrate Edo Tensei in front of him with the captured Torone and show him how to stop this tricky ninjutsu. Kabuto had no choice but to follow his command as he still wanted to obtain Sasuke. To add more security, Black Zetsu has embedded White Zetsu spores onto Kabuto in case of a betrayal. The intel has arrived there at the headquarters, which enabled them to locate the enemies hidden underground. The 2nd Division short-range combat specialists along with the 5th Division counter-attack unit was sent to ambush the enemies. Few moments later, important intel informed Mifune that the enemy were traveling underground. The 5th Division leader immediately redeployed his unit. Elsewhere, the Surprise Attack Division ambushed the reincarnated shinobi by aerial explosive attacks, but their efforts were fruitless. Haku countered it with his Kekigenkai Mercure Horseshoe. The 3rd unit came at the right moment and saved them. Kakashi then clashed it onto his old foe, Zabuza and Haku. He then informed the duo about Naruto's insane growth, including a decade worth of fillers. After draining Orochimaru's chakra inside Anko, Kabuto has strengthened his power further. He can now erase the personality of Edo Tensei Shinobi, thus making a stronger corpse. Zabuza activated Kirigakuri no Jutsu, covering the battlefield with mist. To combat this, Kakashi instructed his unit to construct a Manjin formation to protect each other. As the battle continued, other reincarnated shinobi executed their strong ninjutsu, including Pakura's Kekigenkai, Scorch Release, Gaari's Bakudo. Guy and Lee entered the battlefield and saved their alliance. Kabuto decided to put more fire powers into the war. He summoned the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. Elsewhere in the Land of Iron, Suigetsu and Zugo managed to escape from the prison due to weakened security, and they were trying to reunite with Sasuke. Meanwhile, during the Shinobi War, Kakashi instructed Santa, Ensui, and Maki to execute a series of attacks, allowing him to strike Zabuza, but his attack was blocked by Haku, recreating the same scene that happened a few years ago. The soulless Zabuza slashed Haku to attack the Konoha Shinobi. Fortunately, Kakashi managed to avoid it with a minor injury to his abdomen. Haku was soon trapped and sealed away by the Alliance. The Copy Ninja and the 7 swordsmen of the mist launched their attacks simultaneously. Kakashi evaded the sword narrowly and pierced Zabuza precisely with Chidori. Zabuza was then sealed, and finally the duo can be together in the afterlife once again.
Edo Tensei, この術は許せない。今回は久しぶりに沸点が低かった。千の術をコピーしたコピー忍者のカカシ。これより通り名通り暴れる。
Back at the Shinobi Alliance, Gaara noticed a powerful mysterious figure from the reincarnated Shinobi squads. The hidden figure was the powerful 2nd Tsuchikage. Moments later, he summoned the 3 Kage level of Shinobi, 3rd Raikage, 2nd Mizukage, and 4th Kazekage, onto the battlefield in front of the 4th unit led by Gaara. Interestingly, their personality was still intact. In the meantime, the first unit led by Dari was struggling against enemy as there were multiple extremely strong figures like Kumo Village Gold and Silver Brothers, a duo so powerful that required the 4th Raikage to handle it directly. The head strategist Shikaku deterred the aid as he tried to preserve Kage level force for later stage. Simultaneously, he rearranged the division, redelegating more shinobi to units that require more firepower. His intelligent moves impressed everyone present. Uniki decided to join the battlefield when he realized Mu was present, a Kage that held multiple chakra natures, the two non-user of Dust Release, a rare feature that only bestowed to Keki Tota user, a way more advanced version of Keki Genkai. Somewhere else in a hidden location, Black Zetsu located Daimo's fortress and infiltrated, but it turned out to be dummies as all 5 Daimos has been moved to a safe location, escorted by the thick 5th Mizukage, Mei, Riot. As a result, they were ambushed by the Shinobi Alliance. Back at the battlefield, Dari was launching several attacks at the enemy with Black Lightning technique. He then used Lydon to attack the infamous duo Gold and Silver Brothers, while Hiyashi was battling with his brother Hisashi. At the same time, the special attack unit encountered another group of reincarnated shinobi, Chiyo, Hanzo, Kimimaru. In the desert, Shikamaru along with half of the unit was instructed to support Dari's division. Back at the coastline, Samui and Atsui joined Dari to support the first unit. Both Kinkaku and Gingaku were equipped with the Sage of Six Paths weapon. The older brother used the cursed robe, Kokinjo, to attack Atsui and Samui. Kinkaku then sliced their soul words using Shichishoken and exposed the most common word they use. Atsui accidentally said his forbidden soul words, hot, and he was absorbed by Bihoshogo. Samui unfortunately followed his brother's fate and got sucked into the legendary gourd. Dari was battling the duo and managed to slash Kinkaku's arm, but suffered from a hit from the cursed robe. The battle-tested veteran managed to use reverse psychology and made Dari say his soul words, Do, and begin to suck him inside the Benihisago. Something magical occurred as Dari constantly says sorry to apologize for his mistake, and somehow sorry became his most said soul words, which stopped the god's action. Using this opportunity, Dari managed to hit the enemy with Kokinjo and stole 2 of the legendary weapons. He ultimately got Ginkaku to say his most used soul words, Kinkaku, which was the name of his brother, and sealed him away. This enraged Kinkaku as he transformed into the 6-tailed beast form and began his assault. It turns out that the legendary brother has once tried to capture the 9th tail, but the duo was swallowed alive inside the tail beast's stomach. For 2 weeks straight, the duo was eating the flesh of the QB and managed to survive. In the end, the 9th tail beast vomited and the 2 brothers are freed again. This resulted in them having ability like the Jinjuliku and be able to transform into tail beast form. To aid the endangered first unit, the Alliance headquarters decided to send Kohaku no Johin to Dari while Man-Boy's unique teleportation, Tenso no Tsutsu. The item was a special pot that has ability to seal the tail beast level monsters, like how Raikage used it to seal 8th tail beasts in the past. On top of that, the Ino Shikacho trio was employed onto the battlefield as well. The trio immediately began their incredible teamwork, starting off with Choji rushing at the target with explosive tag as the camouflage. Followed it up with Shikamaru binding to Kinkaku. The tail beast broke free with ease and tried to attack the shadow user, but it was stopped in the last moments by Inu's mind-body switch technique. Finished with Inu calling out Kinkaku's name, which resulted in the beast being absorbed by the sealing item.
じ金でもあんたのは偽物だったようっすね。だから俺たちが勝った。金メッキ剥がすことになっちまってすみませんね。
However, good news didn't last too long as former Akatsuki member Kakutsu along with many strong corps, including their former teacher Asuma Sarutobi, joined the battle at the coastline. Filler, we skipped that. The surprise attack unit attempted to retreat, but the damage was minimized by Mifune. The two veterans immediately clashed it together and revealed their paths as they exchanged attacks. Hanzo instructed the salamander to undergo a surprise attack on Mifune, the giant creature, and defeated the fearsome leader of Amigakuen. Within the last few moments, Hanzo remembered the encounter with Mifune during his early life and how he has spared Mifune's life and how much he has changed as a warrior. To pay respect to the samurai who awakened him, Danzo decided to commit seppuku, where he will use the sword to pierce his poison sac that was embedded in his body, causing the toxins to leak out and paralyze him, allowing the Shinobi Alliance to seal him. Back at the coastline, the two guys from Naruto creeped behind Kakutsu and restrained him, but the enemy managed to break free. The new generation Inu Shikacho trio was tasked to deal with Asuma, while Izumu and Kotetsu aid Dari to handle Kakutsu. The decision was extremely cruel, but it was an important life lesson for the young trio to learn to overcome their teacher's death, and they were the best candidate as they knew Asuma the best. Asuma tried to offer them advice as he lit his student in flame. The trio managed to use a series of elite teamwork to set up the final attack for Choji, but his kindness and memory of Asuma halted his action. As a result, the control Asuma almost landed a fatal attack on his student, but Choji was saved by his comrade. To force Choji to attack him, Asuma said the forbidden words of Fatso to Choji to piss him off. At the same time, Tenten somehow picked up the Bashosen like an RPG protagonist and used it to destroy Kakutsu's lightning mask. The enraged Choji stopped his attack in mid-air as he simply could not injure his teacher. The reincarnated soldier used this chance to counter, but Inu managed to use mind transfer technique to control Choji to deflect the attack. Asuma immediately followed it up with Katon Haisekusho to torch the Konoha shinobis, but the flame was shielded off by Choji's father, Chozan's flesh. He then told his son to act like the 16th head of Akimachi clan and remember the oath he swore to protect his family and comrades. Past memories of Asuma giving them earrings and the symbol of being independent replayed it in Choji's mind. The Akimachi leader has finally awoken into the butterfly wing form. Inu Shikacho launched their final attack at their teacher. Inu began with taking control of two White Zetsu army to attack Asuma, supported by Shikamaru's Kage no Zetsu, causing the target to lose balance, creating a perfect opportunity for Choji to land his strongest, most chakra-dense strike, Chidan Bakugeki. As Asuma was sealed away, he stated his final comments, saying that the trio's teamwork and their formation was perfect. The best compliment the student can receive.
お前らにはもう何も言うこともない。まさに完璧な命課長だった。ありがとう。僕がこの戦場を終わらせる。だから鹿丸、イロ、協力を頼むよ。よし。
Naruto's suspicion grew stronger during training as he sensed the nine-tailed chakra outside of the chamber. Using toilet break as an excuse, the spiky genin decided to investigate what was going on. One of Konoha's guards, Shibi, appeared and confronted Naruto, telling him to stop. Iruka sensei appeared and told Shibi he would talk to his former student. Iruka's made-up story was not enough to fool Naruto, despite he gaining Enter Sage Mode to flee, and simultaneously due to the enhanced sensibility, he discovered what happened outside of the island. A range of Konoha shinobi tried to hold him back using various restrictions. Iruka Sensei decided to inform Naruto what was going on, but he still wanted to stop his student. Naruto entered Nine-Tail Chakra mode and easily broke all of the restriction. During his departure, Naruto discovered a note left in his forehead protector from Iruka Sensei. Encouragement from his teacher has motivated the Konoha hero. He had a brief conversation with Iruka and left with giving the Konoha shinobi a fist bump as he respected his decision. The two Jinchuriki decided to enter the battlefield. They obliterated the final strong barrier with Tail Beast Ball. And we are done! Finally finished the part 1 of the Confrontation arc of the 4th Shinobi War. There aren't that many big fights in this video, it is mostly a lot of emotional battle that made us look like a crybaby.
Who is chopping onion out here?
The best battle was probably the Ino Shikacho trio against their former teacher Asuma, and how Choji overcame his teacher's death was really heartwarming. Also, how Haku's skin is better when he is dead? This doesn't make any sense. Nightman, slide your skin routine over. Overall, it is an okay arc with many decent battles. I will score part 1 a 6.7 out of 10. With that being said, you will stay safe and stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.
ねえ教えて